You know, one of the things I think about when I'm for a Tuesday morning that's very important to me is I always have to think, what was I wearing last week? It's true. Okay, I'm vain to a certain extent, and I realise that as I'm sitting there, I'm wearing a t-shirt that's very similar colour to my background, so I have floating head syndrome again. But there we go. There we go. Today, this morning, I want to return to my favourite subject to talk about, and I've told you this before, and it's my favourite subject. It's the thing that I will return to again and again and again. I'll give you a moment to have a guess. You can just say it yourself, don't need anything. But the point is, my big subject I will always return to is love. It's all about love. And it really is. It's so important. And I was thinking about this, and for a friend told me a story, but which I'll get to. But I was thinking about when I was a teenager, and I had a girlfriend, and this was of course back before the advent of mobile technology, and we used to write each other love letters. We did. It's true. I was a bit soppy like that. But we would write each other letters, and that was an amazing feeling of receiving a letter through the door. Because I always remember this as a thing during like holidays or stuff like that. We post these letters in school. Sometimes you just pass each other a letter or something. But that excitement, that joy of receiving that letter, and one of course the biggest things about it was because it was so personal to me. You know, it was when I received a letter, a love letter. It was like, there's things in there which, there's pet names, there's in jokes, there's little things you say to each other. And it's lovely, isn't it? And it's personal. And you know what? If you've ever received a letter that was for someone else, it's a bit confusing. If you've ever received a love letter, especially a love letter, any letter really, for someone else, it's like, what are they going on about? What does that mean? I'm really confused. It can make no sense whatsoever, and bringing it right up into that modern era, I've seen online these wrong text messages sent, and you get somebody who's texting someone else and saying, some personal piece of information, and of course the person who's receiving that has no idea what they're going on about, because they're not in on it. It's not personal. It's meant for someone else. And as I said, a dear friend of mine told me that her dad used to say to her, that was what this is like. Try not to get the shine on it. Bible. Bible's personal. It's a love letter to each of us, and there's lots of people who they'll read the Bible and they'll say, I don't get it. And there's lots of people who read the Bible and say, oh yeah, well, I get the language in that, or it's got some good things in it, but I don't really understand it. It doesn't really connect with me, or generally just don't get it. And I think it's because of that reason. You're not realising what it is. It's personal. The Bible is personal. When I read the Bible, it's I take it personally to me. There's because of my relationship with God, the way I can read the Bible can be, very much, I get that, God. I get what you're saying to me there within that. I can see where that's relevant to me. And actually on the other side of that, I can see, God, that's not for me. It's personal. It's intimate. And if you're not in on it, you can miss the point. And I think that's the major thing I'd say today. You've got to get in on it yourself. It's otherwise it's impersonal. It doesn't make the sense. It's not relational, is it? So I was thinking about that, and then there was a song. There's a song I song I came out in the last year. Got to get my glasses on to read the lyrics of this song, because it really struck me. These lyrics, and it's a song called "So Will I" 100 billion times by Hillsong United. Okay, and this is the last verse of that song, and it goes like this. And as you speak, talking to God, and as you speak, 100 billion failures disappear. Where you lost your life so I could find it here. If you left the grave behind you, so will I. I can see your heart in everything you've done, every part designed in a work of art called love. If you gladly chose surrender, so will I. I can see your heart a billion different ways, every precious one a child you died to save. And if you gave your life to love them, so will I. What God is phenomenal in is this reality that it's personal and yet entwined in the life of billions. If you've ever done an Alpha course, they're brilliant. Please, see them online, get in touch. But one of the things Mickey Gumbel says in that, which I honestly think is true, that if it was necessary just to die for me, he would have done so. It's that personal with God. And that's why his word is that personal. See, it's overwhelming and it's hard to get your head round just how personal God is in it all, and yet he has so much going on. But I really believe it's when we start to grasp the reality of that, it changes us completely, and it changes the way we live our lives, as it says in the song, So Will I. When we realise actually this is the God of creation, this is the God of power, of supernatural power, that he is this God who is that big, who is that strong, who is almighty. He's God. Do you know this? He's God. And that can be a bit like that. And then we realise actually, yes, and he loves me. He loves me. He'd have died just for me. It's personal to him. It's personal to him, and it should be personal to us. And then when we pick up his word, it's personal to him and it's personal to us. And when we're in our prayer life, it's personal to him and it's personal to us. And then when we're living our life out, it's personal to him and it's personal to us. It's the exciting part of it. This is it. It's a relationship. It's about love, and it's about running in life. And within that, it's knowing that the God who I believe in, the God who is with me in everything, is God, and yet he's my Father who loves me. So, remember today, please, this is personal. Take that as a strength. Run with it. God bless you. See you soon.